Welcome to ZAPTEST Tutorials. In this tutorial, we will show you how to create a simple test case and run it in different browsers. First, we will download and install ZAPTEST. Go to the ZAPTEST.com website. Proceed to Downloads and install the latest version of ZAPTEST. For launching the ZAPTEST Free Edition, you will need to create and activate an account using the Sign Up tab. If you already have a ZAPTEST account, you can go straight to log in and use your credentials. You are now ready to work with ZAPTEST. In this example, we will be using a demo website, demo.zaptest.com, and we will demonstrate how to automate a login page. We will start by adding a new object to our repository. Click Scan GUI on the GUI Map tab. Then we will select an application to scan. In our case, we will be choosing the Chrome browser with an open login page. Next, we have to create a new application object and a view for the login page. ZAPTEST will create all recognized OCR objects and objects based on edge detection. For the first script, we only need a few items: title, username, and password labels, along with text box fields, and the login button. We will select these items and delete the unselected items that we do not need anymore. Then, we will rename some of the objects for better understanding of which object name relates to the real object. Now we are ready to create our test. We have two ways to build it, script or scriptless. In this example, we will build a scriptless test using Step View. Start by opening the browser. There are a few classes of objects that we can use. In this lesson, we'll be using two of them, application and object. We will manipulate the objects by using drag and drop to move the object into the test editor. Then we will select the launch method to launch the Chrome browser. We will add the application name Chrome and the site URL. We will add another step to close the application. It will be the same application object, but with different method, close. Next, we will manipulate with object by clicking it, typing some text, or checking if the object exists, and some other manipulations. For this example, let's check that the title object exists. Drag it from the GUI map and select the Exist method. We are ready for our first execution. Click the Run button in the toolbar and ZAPTEST will run this test. After the test finishes, it will generate a report where we can check the results of each operation. Another big feature of ZAPTEST is parameterization using data tables. By using parameters, we can do a few iterations of this test. For example, we can run it in multiple browsers. To do this, we will add some data into the data table and use it in our test. Let's change our test for launching it in two different browsers, Chrome and Firefox. ZAPTEST will execute it for us. We are ready to write a real test case for the login page. Rename two data table columns to username and password. This will allow us to use a different username and password for each iteration. We will use the if-else conditional statement to proceed with typing credentials. First, let's set up the if condition. Drag and drop the text boxes to the editor and use the type method for entering the username and password parameters from the data table. Add the Login button object and select the Click command. We may also add an additional click to the title to prevent the browser from helping us enter the username and password, or to prevent security hints. How can we check that the user is logged in? We can find an object on the page that appears when the user is logged in, like the welcome message. Let's add it to our test. Click the Scan Application button on the left toolbar in the GUI Map tab. Click in the application, create a new view. Select and keep the welcome message. Now we can add the new object from this view to our test, and we will use the Exist method. We will add an else conditional statement and use the custom report method to report an error. Let's check the test. Then save it and click the Run button. ZAPTEST will now log into the demo website in 2 different browsers, check the welcome message, and generate the results. Now we are going to handle some conditions where the username or password is wrong. We're going to add a new column to the data table, Real User. Here we will use a true value for correct user credentials and false value for a wrong login or password. We have changed the password in the second line to an incorrect one. In order to check the error state, we also need to add a new view, like we did in the previous step. Open the demo website, enter the wrong login or password, and create a new view with the error message. Here, we need only one object, error message. Now we will add a new if-else statement to validate an error message. Our test is ready. Now we can complete our data table with IE Browser and run the test. We can see that we are using only one test for cross-browser execution. For more information about ZAPTEST features and functionalities, please navigate to our How-To portal, either through the forum page or ZAPTEST help on the ZAPTEST website. Thank you for using ZAPTEST.